When I was younger, people would tell me you can be anything you want when you grow up. A doctor, a lawyer, a mom, anything. And I believed that, I really did. But the older I get, the more I realize that people don't actually always mean it. Because when women actually try to be all those things, they're judged and looked down upon. When a woman works too much, she's called selfish. But when she doesn't work and she stays home, she's called lazy and unambitious. So why is it that our society makes it so hard to be both? Why is it that we have to pick between hard careers and having kids? As girls, we're told we can't be anything, but as women, we're forced to pick. When I lived in Italy, I had this language teacher. She was an amazing teacher. I loved her. She was passionate about her job. And one day after class, I asked her, "What did you want to do when you were my age?" She looked at me and she said, "I wanted to be a pilot." I was confused by this. So I asked her, "Why didn't you do it?" And she said, "'Cause I wanted to be a mom." She told me that she realized that being a pilot meant long hours away from her family, and she couldn't imagine missing her kid's childhood just because she wanted to chase her dreams. She said that she loved her job, but sometimes she still thought about what her life would have looked like if she did follow her dreams. The people she could have met, the places she could have visited. This conversation stayed with me because it made me realize that women are often forced to make choices that men rarely even think about. What I know for sure is that no woman should have to give up success just to be a mom, or give up being a mom just to chase success. So why does this choice even exist? Because the world, for a long time, was built without women in mind. I mean, workers were imagined as men who didn't have to go home to kids, who didn't have to worry about school pickups or maternity leave. And to this day today, workplaces are still built around that idea. I mean, workplaces still reward the worker that can work the most, say the latest, travel the most, never take time off. And guess who that leaves out? The woman who has to go pick up her kid at 5. The woman who just gave birth and needs time to recover and bond with her own kid. The woman who wants to do both, but the system makes it harder for her. I dreamed of becoming an anesthesiologist one day. And I want to save lives, I want to help people, and sometimes I catch myself wondering, will I have to pick? Even as a teenager right now, I hear it already. People say things, you're gonna have to pick between your careers or your kids, between having a family or just keep going with your dreams. Why do we say things like that like it's normal? No one tells boys that question, so why do you think it's okay to ask me the same thing? I've seen many examples of women having to worry between picking their careers or their kids. Sylvia Ann Hewlett, in her review article called Executive Women and the Myth of Having It All, reveals her shocking reality. Between a third and half of highly successful women are childless. For example, 33% of women in their 40s or 50s do not have kids. These are executives, doctors, lawyers, leaders, anyone. And in corporate America, that number rises up to 42%. These women having chosen to remain childless, not at all. Most of them actually want kids. Most of them are going through eye-cost surgery, eye-raise surgery, everything. Even pausing their careers just to make this happen, often without success. So why is it that the world just makes it so hard for us to have it all? Hewlett calls this the motherhood penalty. Women are often looked down upon, penalized for wanting a family, while men are praised for wanting the same thing. I mean, fathers are promoted when they have kids, but women have to face slower career progressions and judgment and bias. Sheryl Sandberg talks about the same thing. She is an American technology executive, philanthropist, and writer. And in her book, Lean In, she talks about the tension women often feel when trying to achieve their career, but also want to have kids. She talks about different stories of women who have worked long hours and worked a lot, worked hard, but still felt judgment because they didn't work hard enough at home. She encourages women to lean into their careers. But she also acknowledges the fact that leaning in alone isn't enough. No. She calls for systematic change. She calls for workplaces to value balance, to realize that women can actually have it all. All we need is just a little, just enough support, just enough help, just for people to realize that just because we're having kids, it doesn't limit our work. She also talks about how women are often told you can have it all, but not at the same time. I'm 16. I don't have to make that choice yet. But I also know I do not want to grow up in a world where women have to give up part of themselves to keep another. When we encourage women to chase their dreams and follow what they want to do, follow their career path, we see changes. But when we force them to pick one or the other, we lose potential doctors, lawyers. People can actually change the world. But when we actually encourage them, kids see love, equality, fairness modeled right in front of them. And it looks like girls growing up in a world where they know that their dreams do not have an expiration date. Because no girl should have to grow up in a world where they realize that they cannot actually be what they want to be because they want to have a family. That is not fair. That is not fair that just because I'm a woman and I was born a woman, I can't chase my own dreams and I have to choose whether I want to have a family or I want to be a doctor. Honestly, women aren't asking for too much. We're just asking for enough support. We're definitely not asking for special treatment. No. Please, don't give us that. Make it hard for us. But a better world looks like paid family leave for women who just gave birth to their own kid and need time to recover and bond with them. It looks like workplaces realizing that both men and women have responsibilities at home. Because we're not asking for too much. We're just asking for enough freedom to live our lives without an apology. Thank you.